Hey everybody, Alex here from SeemsGoodMagic.com and here for an Innistrad Swiss draft. We open Sturmgeist, which I believe is going to be the pick for us. It's a great card, built-in curiosity, and it has evasion. It's just a really good card. Um, Geist Catcher's Rig is also something I should be aware of since it can easily kill our Sturmgeist. Otherwise, Harvest Pyre and Geist Flame, these are fine picks. Armored Scab, it's actually kind of unfortunate that Armored Scab is in this pack because somebody's going to want to pick that up real soon and maybe go deeper into blue. It'd be nice if Sturmgeist was the only blue pick in this pack. That would help. But we're going to pick Sturmgeist because he's awesome. He's really good. If you can get in with him and get any sort of value out of him, he's very good. Okay, well, getting a little bit of lag there. That was kind of weird. Okay, so second pick. Well, let's run this down. Silent Departure is very good. Claustrophobia is very good. Galvanic Juggernaut is very good. I can probably pass on the Rune Chanter's Pike and not worry about it too much. Think Twice is fine, but way too early for that, I'd say. So it's really like Claustrophobia or Silent Departure, and Claustrophobia is more permanent, but Silent Departure is better if you're doing some sort of self-mill thing. Then you can get value out of it from your graveyard. It depends. Sturmgeist definitely is not like a tempo card, so that would make me more likely to pick the Claustrophobia instead of the Silent Departure. I think Silent Departure works better in like a tempo-driven deck. So I think I'm fine with picking up the Claustrophobia here, getting a awesome piece of removal. I don't know why I'm like lagging out a little bit here. It's kind of weird. Okay, well, Slayer the Wicked is the strongest pick in the pack. I'm not a huge fan of blue-white. I don't really like that color combination too much. I mean, you can make it work. You can just get a bunch of evasive guys and good cards like Slayer the Wicked, but I don't know if I like it that much. I could also just splash white for Slayer the Wicked. He is actually that strong, so I don't think it's too big of a deal. Forbidden Alchemy is very good, though. Plenty of red picks in here, too. So, do I want to pick the Slayer just because it's the strongest pick in the pack over the Forbidden? Well, actually, I think I'm going to pick the Forbidden because since I'm in blue, there's a good chance I get some of those, like Stitch Drakes and Scab Goliaths and all that nonsense. Okay. Well, I think I'm fine with picking up. I think I'm fine with picking up a Back from the Brink here. It's a really strong card. I like this card a lot. Just being able to play creatures from your graveyard. If you're milling yourself with cards like Forbidden Alchemy and Armored Scab and stuff like that, it's really powerful. Or creatures of yours that have already died and stuff. So I think Back from the Brink is going to be just fine. Okay, what to follow that up with? Well, I think probably just picking the Battleground Geist, sticking with blue here, cutting off more blue. Boneyard Worm is cool with Back from the Brink when you're self-milling, but I believe Battleground Geist is just the best pick for based on what we've got, especially when you consider that Sturmgeist is indeed a spirit. Okay, so now we have a choice. The Moon Heron is a spirit, so it would kind of stick with this spirit theme that we've got going here. Really, if we get enough spirits, we could very easily do blue-white. I mean, that'll make me regret picking the Forbidden Alchemy over the Slayer of the Wicked, but at the time it seemed like a better idea. Otherwise, I mean, Makeshift Mauler is is strong too. Which one do I like more? I think actually I want the makeshift mauler. Even though it's not a spirit, it holds down the ground very, very, very well, and I mean it's just got a lot of strength in that regard. So I think that's going to be the best. Sensory deprivation looks like it could probably be fine for this deck. Just locking down a guy on the ground, and we can get in there with our Battleground Geist or Sturmgeist. I think the only reason I picked the makeshift mauler over the Moon Heron is just because Moon Heron, although a very good aggressive card, I'm just not quite sure this is a tempo deck yet. This might be a deck where we want to just sort of stall them out till we get some nice cards online. Yeah, Lantern Spirit. I mean, it's a spirit, and it flies, so yeah, I think that's fairly straightforward. Basically, we're rocking mono blue right now, which actually isn't a big deal since we have 2 packs left, and we can decide then what we want our second color to be. I suppose probably Dream Twist here. I mean, Inquisitor's Flail actually is good with flyers and stuff, so maybe I could do that. Okay, I convinced myself. We're going to do Inquisitor's Flail. Okay, how many instant and sorceries do I even have now? Forbidden. I have 1? Alright, well, Runechanter's Pike is out. Although, is it? Frightful Delusion is not exciting whatsoever. And, I mean, I could pick up a Pitchburn Devils. It would be cool to go blue-red. I don't have any problems with blue-red. Alright, Pitchburn Devils is strong enough. I convinced myself to pick something else here. Yeah, I mean, it looks like red is slightly open here. Am I more excited about Feral Ridgewolf or Nightbird's Clutches? I mean, I have all the flyers already, so Nightbird's Clutches doesn't look great. I think I'll just pick up a Feral Ridgewolf. Let's get another guy that can, well, I mean, if I pick up Dream Twist and I see Burning Vengeance, that would be really good. We have 2 packs left to pick it up. But Fortress Crab just, I want to make sure I have that. I don't want to just try and, go for a strategy that I have no idea if I'm going to see it or not. I'd rather get guys that are awesome on the ground while I have really good flyers. I can pick up a Memories Journey, I guess. Just for signaling purposes, cut off more blue. Wow, second to last pick, Tribute to Hunger. I mean, don't get me wrong, the card's not like great, but it is removal. Okay, another Back from the Brink. Cackling Counterpart. Claustrophobia. These are all sweet. Well, I definitely don't need a second Back from the Brink. Cackling Counterpart actually looks like it'd be real good. We've got, just in our blue, we've got the Mauler, Sturmgeist, and Battleground Geist, so any of those would be sweet targets to copy. And I can always pick up more. Yeah, I think Cackling Counterpart's really good, actually. Claustrophobia would be, I'd be fine to get that in multiples, but I think for now, let's just get a sweet little combat trick. Nice little clone spell. Wow, okay. This pack's sweet, too. I think I'm just going to pick up the Evil Twin. We've already got a Tribute, which is cool. So I think I'm going into blue-black here. I don't like Passing Grasp, but Evil Twin is just awesome. Card's really good. So we're not a tempo deck, which means I really want to pick up more stuff like Sensory Deprivations that just buy us time till we get to late game. So I am going to pick Evil Twin. I think that card's really good. and I want earlier either removal or stuff that just buys me time. That's kind of my priorities right now. Okay, I actually like Delver with Cackling Counterpart, because if you flip it, you can just copy your flip Delver, and it happens to activate your Delver too, so that's kind of cool. I should probably hide some cards I'd prefer not to play. So maybe I'll just hide this and hide the, like, red spells for now. Okay. So, options are like Stitch Drake. Oh, wait. Never mind. There's a Falconwrath Noble in here. I think I'm just going to pick that. That card's sweet. And a very, very good time buyer. Just something that's an annoyance for your opponent to deal with. I've got clone effects, like Cackling Counterpart on a Falconwrath Noble would be really sick, so I'm fine with picking that. It's a very strong creature. This lag is killing me. I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. Okay. Got some blue picks in here. I think it's probably just going to be the Dissipate. No real clear black picks I'd like to do. I don't think it's time for a Skeletal Grimace yet. So, Dissipate it is. Okay, I think we're gonna just go with a second Claustrophobia here. I don't have any problems with that. Claustrophobia is a very good spell. Very good removal spell. So, no problems with that. I'd like to pick up some more creatures, but we'll see if we can make that happen. I think it's just going to be Unburial Rites here. Although it doesn't have the best interaction with Back from the Brink. Definitely doesn't interfere with its plans too much. And we still have a pack left, so we have time to get like a Traveler's Amulet or Shimmering Grotto, so we can still splash white. Actually, Typhoid Rats is something I would have liked to have gotten to, just because it's so good at locking up the ground early on. But I just don't feel comfortable picking a Typhoid Rats over an Unburial Rites when we're already black. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. What about here? I think it's just going to be to think twice, get some more answers in our hand. This deck could really go for like Victim of Night, Dead Weights. Deranged Assistant looks great here. Help us ramp to our 4 and 5s. Self-mill a little bit so we can play our Makeshift Mauler. Actually, I mean, Deranged Assistant and Makeshift Mauler were like just... I mean, they literally were made for each other, and they work remarkably well together. Well, I mean, I'm just going to grab up another Claustrophobia here over a second Back from the Brink. Parasaline out of the side would wreck us pretty good. So, something probably need to be concerned about. I don't anticipate playing Frightful Delusion, and there's a chance that I end up playing Stromkirk Patrol. Not a great one. I'd actually prefer not to play a Stromkirk Patrol, but in a pinch, I could see myself playing it. Alright, cool. Delver. Let's see if we got enough tools for Delver. Think twice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 so far. That's really not bad. I like Occultist a lot, though. Occultist is very good on the ground. I think I'm just going to pick the Delver up, though. We already have 6 instant and sorceries. We still have another pack. There's a chance that can make better use of it. I guess I can get a Frightful Delusion here. I've sideboarded it before. We'll take a late Lost in the Mist, which is at the very least a good sideboard option. I mean, so far the deck looks pretty good. We're not a tempo build. That being said, the only reason that I took Delver, because I guess you would kind of think of Delver as like a tempo card, but the truth is, it just wins games. It just, you drop it early, and when you eventually flip it, it's a sweet 3-2. So, I don't always consider Delver a tempo card, but it's just a good card in general. So any deck that has blue and a bunch of instants and sorceries can definitely run Delver. Alright, we're in the third pack now. Well, I don't know if I can really pass on a spider spawning. That's take quite a bit to convince me to do something different. Moorland Haunt is cool, but I don't like the idea of splashing a white for the... I guess I am going to be splashing white for the Unburial Rites, so... I really don't want to pass the spider spawning. But in the same vein, do I want to... how much self-mill do I have? I think I only have the Assistant and a Forbidden Alchemy right now. Which really isn't much. There's plenty of good picks in this pack, too. The Brimstone, the Spider Spawning, the Moorland Haunt. I think because we would play the Moorland Haunt and we're already splashing for the white for Unburial Rites. But actually, I don't necessarily want to exile creatures out of my graveyard either, because I want to bring them back from the brink. But then that doesn't work with Spider Spawning very well either. This is all very confusing. I think I'm just going to go with the Spider Spawning, just because the sheer power level of it. There's a chance that I play it. Wow. Angel of Flight Alabaster. That would be pretty good, considering we have got a decent spirit package here, but I don't think... do I want to go that much deeper into white? I mean, if that were the case, I definitely should have picked the Moorland Haunt. But at the same time, robbing the inevitable spider spawning deck of spider spawning is pretty harsh. They really need that to even make that deck happen, and that deck is so annoying to play against. God, since I'm already splashing white, I'm kind of tempted to do the Angel of Flight Alabaster over, like, the Makeshift Mauler and over the Selhoff Occultist. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's very strong. Okay, could get another tool for our Delver. I think probably another Battleground Geist is gonna be fine though. Let me hide some stuff real quick. God, I can't even hide in a... I don't know why my computer is being so slow. This Traveler's Amulet is definitely important, but I think the Battleground Geist is too important here to pass on. It's a sweet creature to have, in multiples especially. No cheap spells is kinda bad for us. Let's hide this Stromkirk Patrol. Let's hide this Frightful Delusion. Let's hide... oh, let's leave it as it is for now. Okay. A second Lost in the Mist doesn't really seem necessary. Village Bellringer, I guess. Yeah, I think I'll pick the Bellringer just because, I don't know, I'm splashing white already, and this guy is not a tempo card. It's a sweet, like, sit-back card. Okay, could get a third Battleground Geist, but our deck definitely is a deck that's looking for Victim of Night here. We already have 3 Claustrophobias, so Victim of Night is absolutely the pick here. Just get more solid removal. More stuff that can get us to late game. Could take a Corpse Lunge. I think Gallows Warden's probably fine. Feeling of Dread, actually, but I think Feeling of Dread is more of a tempo card, again. So, Gallows Warden it is. I think at this point I probably should have just picked the Moorland Haunt over the Spider Spawning. That was a little bit foolish. I'm not like miserably unhappy about it, but I think that would have been better for us. How many instant sorceries do I have? 1, 2, 3. I've got enough to do a second Delver here over the Makeshift Mauler. Even though Delver actually is really bad with Back from the Brink, since you bring it back and it's just a 1/1 that'll never flip. I still think that's okay. And let me do an exact count so I know if I want 3 Delvers in this deck. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? Yeah, that's enough. It's enough for me. That's plenty of top decks that can be good. Well, we tabled a Moorland Haunt, so now I'm actually really happy that I guess picked the spider spawning. That turned out to be a much better decision. Because especially when you consider that this pumps out spirits, in which we have what, 3 lords for spirits. So that's pretty awesome. Occultist is great here, actually. I mean, how many token producers do I have? Actually, it's kind of weird that Back from the Brink and Intangible Virtue work together. I didn't even think about that before. That's kind of cool. We want the Occultist. 3 toughness, super relevant in this format. It mills us. So all of that is good. Traveler's Amulet, that's like one of the best picks this late we could have asked for, since we are going to be doing 3 color. We've got plenty of options to do in our deck too, which is cool. I suppose I'll take the Spectral Flight. I don't really anticipate playing it, but I've been blown out by it before on a turn 1 Reckless Wave, so I prefer not to deal with that. I guess I'll take another Flail. I don't really anticipate playing either of them now. I don't think that they're going to be necessary. I think I've got enough other stuff I can play instead. I'm glad I actually picked up the Surge and Exorcism, since it's good against us. We have a lot of spirits. Okay, well, yeah, we've got plenty of goodies in here, so I'm going to build something nice out of this. Okay, so I built this. I decided not to play the Back from the Brink, only because it doesn't have the best interaction with our Delvers. We already have Unburial Rites, and there was one other reason, I forget what it is. What was it? Moorland Haunt too. So it doesn't interact well with Moorland Haunt. It doesn't interact well with our Delvers. So for those reasons, I thought probably not necessary to do the Back from the Brink this time around. We have 6 instants and sorceries for our Delvers, which isn't a ton, but is enough where I think I feel comfortable running 3 Delvers. Almost mono blue deck. We've got only 4 swamps and 2 plains for the other colors, and the Traveler's Amulet should help the rest of the fixing. And yeah, I mean, this deck looks pretty good. I certainly don't have any problems with the way this deck looks. It's definitely a deck that can go off early. Otherwise, it looks like it can do a reasonable job at holding off until we can get to our flying squadron of good creatures. So yeah, I'm eager to try this deck out. I just sort of noticed that Claustrophobia and Tribute to Hunger are kind of bad together, actually, because if you Claustrophobia first and you Tribute them, they'd probably just sacrifice the creature that had Claustrophobia on it. So perhaps instead of the Tribute, I want to be doing Dissipate instead. Also, either one triggers Delver. I mean, Tribute gains life too, though. But I think since we have triple Claustrophobia, probably want to do the Dissipate instead. And then I'm doing even less black spells, but I think that's going to be okay. Anything else I need to be thinking about for this deck? Sensory Deprivation is going to be fine out of the side if stuff is too crazy fast. Alright, well, I mean, this deck looks pretty good, so I'll just run it like this, and yeah, I'll see you round 1.